we're going to talk about visits and commitments now. Number. Coach Sage, you guys have official visits, with your athletes that you guys recruit? How does that work with some of your?
The timeline is crazy for everyone. I think that we want to get those first visits up, and those we go through admissions, which is great here because our admissions department does an unbelievable job. And they'll get lunch on admissions. They'll do all the academic, financial aid, all those questions at tour. We do everything with them. That's junior year. That's not our official visit. Then we'll bring someone back for at least a second visit in the summertime. It's crazy because in the summertime there might be 2 people on campus. So you don't get a good feel for it if you just come in the summertime. But most of our official visits come with our committed guys in the fall after they've verbally committed to us. Or they're making their final decision between us and Ithaca, and they want to do an overnight for both those 2 schools. So most of our official visits are a little later. The unofficial ones are early on, so you get a good feel for the school. So it is definitely different with the recruiting process and the verbal commitments for us, during the summertime a lot.
Sure. And Coach Flip, when do you try to get guys on campus? And feel free to talk about it too with your official visits, like when you get guys in for those official.
So we just finished our 2017 official visit weekend, so we brought up all of them. So basically what the official visit means is we can pay for your travel, we pay for your food while you're here, we pay for everything. And that's up to 48 hours. That's what we're able to do. Sorry, I just saw my text message from Wink. That's pretty funny. But so basically, that's how it works. We do a 2017, and we bring them all up on their senior year. We do a visit weekend with our 2018 commits because we're usually done with our junior class. Once they become juniors, we're usually done with that. So we do bring them up, but it's not official. They come up, we take them to a hockey game because we're allowed to do that even on an unofficial basis. And then, but they don't stay in the dorms with the kids. They don't stay overnight. They come to a practice. And they go to a game. But basically, the official visit, we take them out to dinner. We do all this, lovey-dovey stuff and hold hands and sing Kumbaya and have a good time. And then basically with the 19s and the 20s, what we do is, we tend to like to, make most of our offers on campus. And we do those visits, but we can't pay for your travel. We can't pay for meals. We can comp up to 3 tickets to a hockey game or a basketball game of some sort. Usually we send guys to hockey because we're the #1 hockey team in the country, so that's pretty cool. Subtle chirp, or subtle brag, sorry. And, besides that, that's what we're looking to do. We're looking to bring guys up, and after they're committed, if they want to come up to a game or come up again, they're always welcome to. It's just we can't pay for travel or pay for anything until it's their senior year.
You got, some kids committing early. You're recruiting some young guys. How do you project them out academically if you only, let's say, have seen a semester of grades, Coach Flip?
Yeah, it's a nightmare. And a lot of us, Patriot League, Ivy League, and even the top ACC schools, like Duke and UNC and Notre Dame, where, it's still important that you need to know how to spell your name and get good grades and all that stuff. So basically, as you're going through the process, you're committing to the admissions process as well as you're committing to the program. So you need to maintain your, XGPA depending on what the school is, and you need to work hard on your studies. And obviously, some schools have more leeway than others in terms of what their academic requirements are, and there are different schools that have different majors that have different academic requirements. So it's, getting the kids early, making sure that, again, this goes back to the recruiting process, making sure that they take their studies seriously, making sure their parents know that the studies are important, because there have been some horror stories, and not here at BU, but there have been some horror stories of kids who had committed to a school and didn't get into school, and that's because they didn't hold up. Most times it's that they didn't hold up their end of the bargain by maintaining the GPA that they needed to maintain. And so that goes back to this early recruitment stuff that makes it so tough, is that you might fall in love with, say, Duke, but you're just not a Duke student. And so that goes into finding the right fit as an institution, and the coaches and the team, and making sure that you're making the best fit for you as a student athlete. Because not everybody is a Harvard student, and not everybody's a BU student. Not everyone's a Scranton student or Merrimack. Everybody has their own strengths in the academic world, and it's important to find those, just as it's important to find what your strengths are as an athlete.
Sure. I want to quickly talk about the topic of social media. I know we can probably have a whole discussion on it. Coach Sage, we're going to start with you, and then Coach Morgan. I just want to hear your guys' thoughts. For a prospective student athlete, a guy you're recruiting, or maybe a guy that wants to go to one of your schools, And then also guys on your team, do you guys check out their social media? And how frequently does that kind of happen?
Yeah, it's the social media thing. We have all the rules. Our athletic department has rules for our student athletes here. Our overriding rule is, don't do anything that's going to compromise the integrity of our program. The Twitter, the Snapchat, I can't keep up with it. I'm not great with it. So to try to track all of our student athletes and then recruits, I think a lot of coaches will do a quick Google search, and if something pops up that's not really appropriate, then you start questioning integrity or how much you can trust someone that's going to represent your program. When a guy's wearing a big, purple sweatshirt with a Scranton Lacrosse on it, that's important to me. So I want my guys, when they're walking around campus, to be a positive reflection of our program. And I think the same things, we say the same thing about our recruits. So I think you got to be really careful with what you're doing on social media. I think it's a good way to watch highlights or, follow some different things with our recruits. But I would just, make sure you're being careful and wise with it, because you want guys that you can trust in your program, that are reflecting, a positive light on your program. So I think that is really important. And a real quick, if you don't have Coach Silipo's, talking about academics, I think that's a big thing, D1 to qualify and get into these big Patriot Ivy League schools. I think Division III, because we don't have athletic scholarships, a lot of Division III schools, you can qualify for merit money, and I think it's something that parents love it when we say it, because their kids don't always want to hear from them. But our guys, they can qualify for merit money on different levels. So make sure you're hitting those books and doing well, especially freshman, sophomore year, because you can jump your GPA up pretty high. So whether it's getting you into a Patriot League or Ivy League school, or earning your money at a D3 school merit-wise because you don't have athletic scholarships, I think that's huge, on top of keeping a clean social media presence.